Coalition for Children, Youth, and Families began in the early 1980s. A group of foster and adoptive parents were feeling frustrated about the length of time children in foster care were waiting for permanent homes. They wanted to do something to help, and so these parents connected with Wisconsin legislators at a fiscal hearing in 1982. Their hope was to secure funding to create a list of children waiting for adoption that could be shared with hopeful parents. Once the funding was secured, the new Coalition for Children in Families needed someone to bring their vision to life. In 1983, they hired Colleen Ellingson, who quickly got to work building relationships and creating the first photo listing book. The following year, we had a photo listing book. We printed and compiled 273 ring binders and sent them to adoption agencies and public libraries across Wisconsin. As awareness grew, we knew we needed a better system. Soon, those binders became a print publication called Adopt. The early years of building relationships and growing our impact reached an all-new level in 1990, when the organization became the Special Needs Adoption Network and began a long-lasting relationship with Fox 6 Milwaukee.
I want to tell you about a 13-year-old boy. He has a simple wish tonight, one you might be able to help grant. In cooperation with the Special Needs Adoption Network of Wisconsin, I'd like you to meet Alan.
Over the next 15 years, over 400 children and families were featured on the weekly Adoption Connection segments. Nearly 70% of the kids who appeared on the Adoption Connection found forever families.
These 5 deserve to grow up together, don't you think? For Adoption Connection, I'm Beverly Taylor.
The 1990s brought new growth and opportunities, including the opening of our lending library, conferences for parents and professionals, family fun events, a family resource center that would eventually become one of several post-adoption resource centers in Wisconsin, and the first Wisconsin adoption website. The start of the new millennium was another time of big growth for the organization. We once again changed our name. We became Adoption Resources of Wisconsin. We opened a mental health clinic specializing in helping foster and adoptive families. The Dave Thomas Foundation awarded us with a grant to pilot the Wendy's Wonderful Kids program here in Wisconsin, and we received a federal marriage grant entitled The Science of Great Families. The goal of that program was to give couples tools to enhance their parenting skills and strengthen their relationships.
You get so isolated when you're dealing with the problems that your kid is having. You forget that not only are there other people dealing with this, but also there are resources available.
It has helped me become a better mother, a better wife, a better person.
So it's been helpful to have things sort of focused for us and then be given solutions.
It touches a various array of subjects that I feel that are real, and they can come up with real solutions that people can actually benefit from if they take the time.
I think we have made more progress as a couple in the last 7-8 months than we probably have in the 20 years before that.
We're dealing with each other in a much healthier way, in a more successful way, as a result of going through that curriculum.
Over the 5-year grant period, 110 couples participated, and 97% of them reported that their family functioning had improved. Financial support from the Forest County Potawatomi Foundation allowed us to pilot our Home to Stay program. This program gave post-adoption staff members the opportunity to visit with families who had recently adopted and provide them with resources for continued support. Home to Stay later grew in size and scope thanks to a partnership with Jockey Being Family. Though we'd been working with foster families all along the way, Adoption Resources of Wisconsin grew again in 2005 with a new program, the Foster Care and Adoption Resource Center. This contract allowed us to build and amplify messaging about the need for foster parents in every community and county, and secured ARW's place as the hub of foster parent recruitment in Wisconsin. Our work operating the Foster Care and Adoption Resource Center became a cornerstone of much of the growth and change that has happened in our recent past and elevated our organization's presence in the foster care community. In 2011, a partnership with Serve Marketing created one of the most innovative and memorable projects that we have been a part of, Turn a Life Around.
Flash mobs, 5 throughout the state, including one in De Pere.
A flash mob in downtown La Crosse today.
This flash mob was organized in downtown Eau Claire this afternoon.
A flash mob here in Milwaukee.
It's a flash mob for foster care here, Library Mall in Madison.
The goal is to get 1,000 new foster families by the end of the year.
The theme of the campaign is all upside down because it's about turning a life around.
By 2013, what had started as an organization focused on finding families to adopt children waiting in foster care had grown by leaps and bounds. And so we returned to our roots, having grown into a name that once felt too big, the Coalition for Children, Youth, and Families. With that name change came a new era of leadership. Our champion from the beginning, Colleen Ellingson, was ready to retire, and Oriana Carey stepped into her shoes. Under her leadership, the Coalition has continued to evolve and innovate, including one of our longtime aspirations, to take our training program to the next level. In 2019, we launched the Champion Classrooms, our online, on-demand training portal. And when the COVID-19 pandemic pushed all of us to the safety of our homes, the Champion Classrooms were there to help parents and caregivers. So much has changed over the past 40 years, but one thing has always stayed the same: our commitment to support, advocate for, and serve every child, every family, every step of the way. It's a journey we have not made alone, and we thank those whose donations have supported us yesterday, today, and tomorrow.